Hi, Gemini. Happy New Year's. I wanted to post a video for you. I was trying to decide who I wanted to do, and Gemini really stood out. So let's go ahead and dive into Gemini. And again, it is New Year's. If you're in the US, it's January 1st, even though, there is great debate on when the actual new year begins. Some people say spring. I kind of feel that way. But I do still celebrate the start of the new cycle, I guess. It's 2026. So it is a new cycle, even though technically some people won't really state that the cycle, the new year begins until spring. But nonetheless, Happy New Year. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to do a quick energy update, recent past, current energies, and what's coming towards you. And if you're new here, my name is Jen. I give intuitive readings. These are, for the highest and greatest good of you. They're not sugar coated, but they're not um, based on fear or anything like that. I don't really do like tarot pop, like, oh, you're going to win the lotto. And if you're back, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, like, share, and let's go ahead and dive in. So you have Four of Pentacles in reverse, you have Three of Swords in reverse, and you have Page of Swords in reverse here, Gemini. So off the back, Four of Pentacles. Anytime I see the Four of Pentacles, I don't know, I just kind of love the energy of that card because it's like a sense of release. Four of Pentacles is almost like a feeling of, I don't have enough, I have to hold on to this. It's like a feeling of scarcity. So that was kind of the catalyst for the current energy, which is the Three of Swords in reverse. Nice. Another card I like to see in reverse because it just lets me know that not only are you letting go a sense of scarcity, a sense of lack, a sense of feeling like you have to hold on, you've always also worked through some pain. Three of Swords upright is obviously some emotional pain. It comes right after the Two of Swords, where you have to make a tough decision. Usually it's against the status quo, it's against, you know, um, what people would consider the right decision. And the Two of Swords to me is kind of leaning towards the other side. Like, I have to make a tough decision and I have to go within. And sometimes that may lead to some heartache for you, the other person, place or thing, whatever that is. So that's very nice because that's the current energy. And the catalyst for that was letting go of a feeling of lack. What's coming towards you is a Page of Swords in reverse. Now, upright, the page is usually the starting, it's in its infancy. Swords, thoughts, thinking, um, communication, right? It's in your energy, it's an air sign, and it's in reverse. And that kind of lets me feel like you might have physically worked through some things, emotionally worked through some things, right? Even if it's just, a mind thing, but for some of you, I feel like maybe there's some things that you still feel like you need to say, right? And maybe you just don't know how to say it. When I see the Page of Swords in reverse, it's almost like someone trying to articulate themselves, but they don't have the tools to do it. It's almost like not childish, but it's almost like I don't have the experience, I don't have the wisdom, I don't know how to articulate this. It can also mean gossip as well. So maybe there's um, a decision that you made or you moving forward. Sometimes when people grow and they move out of the usual, or even if you're just changing, some people may not like that, right? Some people may say, oh, you're acting different, you're being different. So that could also symbolize some gossip. But let's go ahead and dive in and get some clarifiers. Spirit, let me get a clarifier for the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, look at this, beautiful. 10 of Swords upright. So you've let go a feeling like you got stabbed in the back. This could have to do with friendships, family, a situation where you felt defeated, right? And this is coming from the recent past. You felt very defeated. But right now, you're letting that go. You're allowing it to complete. You're allowing the defeat to happen, right? You're not fighting against it. It's not just laying down and playing dead. Sometimes it's just taking the high road, saying, you know what, I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to let this feeling of being let down or disappointed have a hold on me with that Four of Pentacles in reverse. Spirit, let me get a clarifier for the Three of Swords in reverse. The Moon in reverse. So, yeah, you have been enlightened to some things. The Moon is that underlying bubbling, that root cause, that elephant in the room, that thing that's brewing, that secret that everyone knows that no one is saying. It's like very below the surface. In reverse, the way I interpret it, because you can interpret it many different ways, it's like something was shown to you, something, a root cause, maybe even you know, maybe to you, you realize, um, what's the word? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Spirit, let me gather my words. Like a toxic trait, you know, something that caused you some sort of emotional pain or psychologically. It's like it came up and it revealed itself, right? You no longer have to be alerted to it. For some of you, it was digging at you for a long time. You knew, you just couldn't put a name to it. But what this did was, in exposing itself and coming out and coming up to the surface, it allowed you to release some pain. Some of you might have done some shadow work. Some of you might have done some introspection that allowed you to release something that happened in the past in regards to some pain or feeling stabbed in the back or feeling a sense of defeat. Your current energy definitely speaks like, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm over it. And the clarifier to that is that something came out that allowed you to flip that Three of Swords in reverse, right? Let's get a clarifier for the Page of Swords in reverse, Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay. So I think for some of you, it's kind of like a now what? You know, the Nine of Wands is that wounded warrior. It's, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue, even though this might end, you know, not the way I wanted to, because after the Nine of Wands comes the Ten of Wands, and he makes it to the finish line. But by then, he's tired, he's wounded, and he's carrying a lot of burdens, and he can ask for help, but he doesn't. When I see the Page of Swords and the Nine of Wands, I think for some of you, you're still unsure of yourself. You did a lot of the legwork already, a lot of the emotional work, but it's almost like it's in its infancy and you really don't know how to articulate that. Some of you may not even know how to feel, think. Some of you might be going through kind of like that grief period of letting go of your past. You know how you're in between where you're going but where you came from. You're like in that crossroad, sort of speak, where it's like, you know, I'm 1 foot out my old life and I'm 1 foot in my new life, but this feels very strange to me. You know, this feels very weird to me. Now again, circling back, it could also be gossip. Again, Nine of Wands, you know, in reverse, it gives me the sense of you're not fighting. You know, not that you're not fighting, but it's like, and not that you're giving up. But Nine of Wands to me is almost like a, do I move forward? And in reverse, it's like, you know what? I don't even care. And I'm really getting this feeling like some people may feel like you're changing, Gemini. Some people may feel like you are stepping out of your old life and into your new life, and they don't know where to place you. You may not even know where to place people. It's a new feeling, and that may stir up some emotions in other people, some gossip, or even some unsurety and some, you know, uncertainty within yourself, where you're like, did I give up too soon? Do I continue being this warrior? It's okay. You know, you don't have to always show up as this strong person. You don't even have to show up as the most articulate or a person who knows everything, a wise person. You can show up as someone who's starting from scratch, as someone who's still learning how to manage their emotions, manage their feelings. articulate themselves in a way that is healthy, lay those boundaries down without feeling like you gave up anything or feeling like you lost out on anything. So that's the overall energy that I'm feeling for you, Gemini. I'm going to post another video, another update for you. If this, message resonates in any way, shape, or form, you can leave a comment. I'm just going to get one more advice card for you because I feel like, here we go. You got the Hangman and the Queen of Pentacles. Nice. Sleep on it, right? The Hangman teaches us to not make any rational moves. He's kind of in suspension. He's letting the universe, take the wheel for him. And it's almost like, you know what? I'm not going to make this decision or this decision. I'm just going to simply hang out here. It's like I'm just going to allow the universe to tell me when it's ready and then I'll move. I'm ready. It's just I need more time to think, or I'm not in the position to make a decision right now. Queen of Pentacles is about nurturing yourself, right? She nurtures everything around her. She is literally the queen of everything when it comes to material, finances, everything on this earthly realm, right? And she's looking at her pentacle, and it almost feels like she's kind of contemplating, what is my next investment here? I have this big pentacle here. What do I do with it? I'm good with money. I'm good with finances. I'm responsible. What do I do with it? And I think for some of you, you might be thinking about your next move, maybe in regards to finances or how you're going to move forward on this earthly realm. And you're taking a very cautious approach to that, especially with the Hangman. So that is your advice. If you're feeling any sort of uncertainty, if you're feeling like, I don't know where to go from here, sleep on it. Give it to God, the universe, whoever you may pray to, and just kind of allow things to flow organically, right? And still also contemplate on where you're going to invest your time, your money, your energy, and really take a strategic approach when it comes to that. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Gemini. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, take care.